to At the Tap End. Ordinarily, these are during the day, and who has a bath during the day? Well, not me normally, but now we've got like a little bit of it. It's going dark outside. The bubbles are lit. The mood lighting is here. So I think it's only about time that I introduce today's guest, which I'm really excited to chat to this guy. He has a couple of names that he goes by during the day, but because it's after work, I'm just going to welcome to the tap end, Mr. Andy Henderson. How the devil are you?
Oh, wow! How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm very good.
I can't see you. Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me get my goggles on. Oh, there we go.
There you go. How are you? I'm really good, actually. So you're really in the bath. You're really in water. Real bubbles. Real hat. You've gone all in, haven't you?
I've gone all in. What brings you around here then?
Yeah, it's bizarre, this, isn't it?
Like a Turkish bath.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it is. So what I really want to chat to you about today, because I wanted to originally chat to you about leadership and stuff, but I saw a post again today that I want to chat to you about first. But before we do that, who is Andy Henderson, and how has he got to the tap end today?
Oh man, how long have we got? Have we got about 3 days?
Yeah. Well, I mean, until the bathwater goes cold or I go wrinkly, whichever happens
Andy
first.
Henderson. Who's Andy? Well, Andy Henderson. Well, is it currently in the bath? How did I get to tap him? Well, that's a long.
Oh, hey up! What's going on here, Mr. Henderson? His sound's gone. What's going on with your sound, Mr. Henderson? You're getting a phone call. So you can tell that this is actually live at the tap end. Has the phone call finished? Oh, the phone call's not quite finished. What I should have said when I was doing... Oh, here he is. What I should have said during the introduction is, hello, we've got you.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
He's just saying hello to himself.
Hello.
I don't know what's going on. What's going on Andy's phone? I've got no idea. But what I should have said, whilst Andy is fiddling with his... Are you there? You can't hear anything. Hey, come back and join us. Come back and join us. Can you hear me? You can't hear me, can you? He's had a phone call. What I should have said during the introduction is that Mr. Andy Henderson is a really popular chap, and it's the only time that he could actually join us was in an evening. He is that popular. So we'll let him go back out, come back in, and he can turn off all these phone calls and stuff like that. And then we'll have a conversation. But the reason why I'm really pleased to have a conversation with Andy Henderson is he's a genuine chap, and hopefully he will come back and share some of his wisdom with us. One thing that happened today was I saw a post on LinkedIn, and on that post on LinkedIn, it said this is not Facebook, it is LinkedIn. Oh, here we go. Let's see whether this is. Are you back?
I'm back.
Yeah, perfect. So I was just about to go into my little bit of a rant about the post that I saw today, but you're back. So who is Andy Henderson, apart from a really popular chap who gets phone calls?
Andy Henderson. So I'm 43. I've got a great wife called Jenny, 2 kids, Oliver and Evie. Oliver's 13, Evie's 10, 11. And I suppose I like to think I'm a nice guy, Lee. I like to think I'm a nice guy who likes to help other people. I like to give. I like to help. And it's a bit selfish, really. And you might go, well, why is that selfish? Well, helping others makes me feel good. And that's why I do it.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you know?
That. Yeah. Have you always?
So that's kind of me in the right. Oh, I'm a drummer as well. So I play in a band.
Oh, do you? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I play drums. We play loads of 90s indie music like The Verve, Sea Horses, Stone Roses, Ocean Colour Scene, Blue Tones, all that jazz. Yeah, we're called Northern Social.
Oh, I love that. I didn't realise you were in a covers band as well. There's so many different talents. And one of the reasons why I wanted to chat to you today is that we've not known each other for a great deal of time. I was going to originally chat to you about leadership and your leadership journey, which features on the podcast that we recorded. But then I saw a podcast. I saw a post on LinkedIn today that said, "This isn't Facebook, it's LinkedIn, and is LinkedIn a place for personal posts and stuff like that?" And then I got on my soapbox a little bit because I thought I'm somebody that tries to create relationships, and I want people to know, like, and trust me, and so I want to share. And really, the reason why I get in the bath is because physically and metaphorically,
yes,
I want to turn up naked and just
yes.
be who I am in front of everybody. Yeah.
Yes.
And so being in the bath is, I guess, the physical reincarnation of what people see on LinkedIn. Because I think it's important. And you're somebody who, when I look at the posts and the content and stuff like that, you are yourself. And you speak from the heart. You're a passionate person, heart on your sleeve, and all of that stuff. Have you always done that, or has it been a particular point that you've kind of changed? And what's your take on this whole? I don't like using the word authenticity and stuff, but what's your view and take on all of that?
Oh, well, I think them people who think that LinkedIn's not Facebook need to just wind the necks in a bit, because if you look at from a factual perspective, they're talking nonsense. Because when you look at if you look at your own post statistics on LinkedIn and you graded them in a sort of descending order from the most engaged to the least, what you'll find is your top 10 posts are the most personal ones. You know, because people, it's no surprise. It's because people engage with that personal stuff. And it's the founding father of developing a relationship. Yeah, just be yourself and tell me who you are and what you do and what you're passionate about and what you love and what you don't like and stuff. It's like watching 50 them first dates on TV.
Yeah.
You know, they don't just go in and go, "Come on, let's get married and let's go to bed right now." They go, "What's your favourite colour? What do you like doing at week?" You know, it sounds a bit like beige and a bit like small talk, but how else are you going to get to know someone? Yeah. So, like me, and I was not that guy. No, I was, in the past, bad leader. In fact, I went to a seminar today. It's the Northwest Employee Engagement Group, and its vision is to make the Northwest the best place to work in the world. And they put a slide up about boss and leader and what's the difference. And when I looked at boss, I thought, yeah, I've been that boss. Even as MD, I was the boss, telling everyone what to do, thinking I had to have all the answers, chasing ego, status, money, all that stuff. And I had this armour that I thought was impenetrable, but it wasn't, because I could feel it in my heart that things weren't going right. And yeah, I was that bad leader, really. Flash car, money, all the jazz. And everyone, look at that confident guy, he must be doing well. Yeah, outside, inside, I felt sick. Because it wasn't right, it wasn't congruent. Who I was trying to be was not the person I am. And that's the bit that makes you feel a bit sick inside, a bit anxious, a bit, I've been told all my life that this should work, this chasing this type of stuff and being this kind of character. No, if it's not you, it doesn't work. You've got to find another way. So I did.
Yeah, no, and good. And I'm glad you did as well, or else we wouldn't have been here now, would we? Because you'd be sat in a suit, sat at a desk in a suit or whatever, wouldn't you?
Yeah. With my initials on me cuffs and my shirt. Awesome. God.
How do you, because you help people, as you said during your introduction, how do you help people? So it's a two-part question, I guess. So how do you help people, first and foremost? But then is part of your help to help people be more comfortable with themselves?
Yeah, I think it is. Because I'm not a life coach, although there's a lot of practical psychology in the work I do. You wouldn't know it you wouldn't know it by looking at the stuff or taking part, but you'd feel it. You'd feel a change inside. And because I work with businesses predominantly, it's more of a business positioning thing, and it's about making businesses better. And I suppose when you actually boil down everything I do, it's about creating a sense of belonging. For the boss, for the owner, for the shareholders, directors, for the managers, for the people, for the partners, for the customers. It's about creating that unconditional sense of belonging to something that's bigger than them. A mission, a vision, a community. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about this recently. And, I've just had I just had an email off a client who's been through the whole Success GPS like mapping thing. So I've mapped out the whole business journey for the next few years. Great results, made them think totally differently, really got them focused. But, watching them see them achieve great results is awesome. And when they first engage with me, it's like they think that that's what they want.
Yeah.
But after the mapping bit's done, what happens is I encourage and work with the owner of the business, the MD, usually, to communicate the journey that the business is going on with all the people. And I particularly want them to stand up in front of everyone and talk to them about this journey. Worst case scenario, if they've got lots of people all over the place, then I want them to do a video. And not everyone's comfortable with that. So I pushed this particular MD out of his comfort zone. He did the video of the journey and the employee engagement results and all sorts of stuff. He did that yesterday. And he got a response today from someone who he didn't think he'd get a response from, saying that was flipping awesome. What you've just said, how you've delivered it, it's so much better than a newsletter or an email. And I rung him straight away and I said, how does that make you feel? And he said, awesome. He said, Andrew, I just have, I know we've got this plan to achieve these numbers, but it's all about culture, isn't it? And I went, bingo, it's about belonging. It's about creating a sense of belonging inside of a community, inside of an organisation that's all working together to achieve common goals that make everyone feel good when they get there. And that's what I do.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. I think belonging is so important. So I guess my next question, and when you're working with organisations that have got different hierarchies or different tiers, then to create that sense of belonging will mean something different to different levels and also different individuals. So what's really important to the shareholders is completely different to the operators. How do you encourage that it's translated or communicated in a way that's meaningful?
Oh, it's dead easy. Well, I say it's dead easy. It's easy when you know how, and I'm not trying to be the big flipping know-it-all here, because I've been there and it's not a right good place to be. But the process to get to that point is not, because everyone does want something different. But what we've got to do is find out and ask them what they want. Wow, shall we do that? Oh, no, we can't do that. No, we've got to tell them what they want and we've got to tell them what to do. No. Just ask them. I mean, it's not just as easy as just asking them, but literally it's just asking them, where do you want to be in 3 years? You've seen the journey of this business. You've seen where it's going. You can see some gaps, can't you? Because we can't get there with the existing thing and the existing paradigm. We can't force this into that. We're going to have to grow. We're going to have to develop. We're going to have to bring some new skills in. We're going to have to develop some skills in-house. Where do you want to play? Where do you want to play? And let's create a plan, a map to get you from where you are now, sat here talking to me, into that role. And I've had this great idea, Lee. Honestly, this flipping best idea in the world. And I think I found a company, 5,000 employees, worldwide software business. I think I found a business that's going to do it right. So imagine this. Imagine me rocking up. Imagine 5,000 people on one floor, sales floor, for instance. So hypothetically speaking, all in one office, all in different chairs, boss over there, bosses, teams, whatever. And I rock up with my massive PA system, my flipping cap on backwards. I've got banging techno banging out, and I'm telling them all, I said, right, guys, we're going to play career musical chairs right now. And they're all going, what does that mean? And I'll say to them, when the music stops, I want you to run, I want you to look around, I want you to run and sit on the chair of the job you want in the future.
Yeah.
Imagine that, techno, stop, run, boom. In 5 minutes, that organisation and those people will know more about their futures and their desires, their aspirations and their ambitions, more than they'll ever find out in 10 years of working with those people. 5 minutes, bit of techno, few chairs.
Yeah, I think you're missing a trick there. I think if I'm honest, Andy, because I think if you've got a covers band to play in the corner, you've got multiple streams of income here for yourself. Haven't you? You're gonna.
How do I make it recurring? Though? How do I make it recurring? Like so I can become financially free.
There's plenty of people who wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and tell you about that one.
Oh my God! Yeah, 5 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. I mean, look, but you are dead right. It means something different to everybody. Yes, it is about speaking to it. It's finding a way that's speaking on their level, their language. And I think, and what that exercise would do, I love that. What that exercise would do as well is because not everybody wants to stay in the same organisation for 3 years, 5 years. It's a stepping stone.
They might just run out the front door.
Yeah.
But at least you know.
Completely, yeah.
It's better than just dropping a bombshell on you one day and then you go, oh, cheers for that. They just run out and then you know that they want to be out. And you go, okay, well, let's plan for that. How long have we got? A year? Right, let's maximise this. Let's smash it to bits and let's put you on your way.
Yeah, I mean, that would be an amazing organisation to be able to create, to have that, where it was, people use the term psychologically safe, don't they? But where it was safe, where people can go, actually, I want your job, or actually, I don't want to be here in 12 months' time, or I'm actually currently looking, but I want to give me all while I'm here, or my boss's job. I think that would be an amazing place. Do you think we'll ever get to that place?
Yeah, I do. I think there's enough people now that believe in similar things to what I believe, and I think there's quite a few organisations and leaders in those organisations that are actually at a point where they're like thinking to themselves, "Not working this. We've got to try the other way." And the other way, as I discovered myself, is almost becoming the complete opposite of what you were, which is actually probably who you really are.
Yeah.
You know, not ignoring the person who you were and what you were doing, but taking a little bit of that, but almost like, because I just flipped myself, instead of telling everyone what to do and thinking I had to have all the answers, I thought, well, okay, well, I don't really have any of the answers, so that's that, and I'll just ask a few questions and see what everyone else thinks. And it just worked. I mean, it just worked. It was just the simplest thing, and it just worked.
Yeah, love it. And I think, so what's next for Andy Henderson? So, in fact, actually, during your introduction, your covers band, you also do the other thing that you do, don't you? So it's all about belonging, and you're all about community and belonging.
Yeah.
So, what other communities or belonging places? I mean, that's not really good English, is it either? But what other places have you created?
Well, I know where you're going with this, but just let me rewind a little bit. I think, and I'm sure the listeners will agree, if you're into music and you see a band performing, that is the pinnacle of community for me, because you've got to know each other inside out. You've got to know how you play, the style, you know, what you get off on, the bits in the songs where you go flipping bonkers together. And it doesn't need to be said. It just happens, and the music comes out, and everything's bang on time, and there's a groove to it. It's kind of like you want that groove in the organisation, isn't it? You want that feeling like you're part of it, and you're just one part. But without you, the whole thing wouldn't sound great. But with you, it's like, wow, it's next level. And you're listening to all the stuff, and you're watching them smile, and while they're playing stuff, and you know that this particular bit of the song is coming up, and you're waiting for it. And you see the guitarist turn around and he's like, I know you love this bit, Andy. And he's doing his guitar solo. And I'm like, yes, I've got my eyes closed. I'm grooving. I mean, that for me is like, it's like rocket fuel.
In fact, can we just dip into that just a little bit? Because that's I used to be a DJ, and that was my first, I guess, recognition of the impact that you can have on people and how they feel, and customers and stuff. And I love nothing more than playing a song, seeing people smile, jumping up together and creating that atmosphere, and just playing a tiny part in their amazing their evening. And you can create that, and you can keep it for a little bit, and then watch one crowd go and another one come and go like that. But when you just added the band layer onto this, I think that adds I think there needs to be a recognition of the different component parts that need to create that. So whoever is in the middle of the dance floor, it might be the employees, it might be the customers, it might be whatever. But it is about creating that music that creates the feeling, and it's whether you see that. No, I love that. Yeah,
it's awesome. It just feels good, and I'm sure you felt it as well, Lee, when you were DJing. You know, and just even if there's only a few people there, you see the faces and you can see their bodies move and they're smiling and singing back to you and stuff. It's just awesome. What sort of music were you DJing?
Oh, whatever people dance to. I was one of the mainstream ones. I went where the money was, and where I could definitely guarantee a gig. So
what was your DJ name?
Oh, so this is when I don't often tell people this story, but I didn't really have one. It was just Lee Houghton, right? I ended up doing a DJ competition in Manchester, in Fallowfields in Manchester, the student area there. And I turned up to do this DJ competition, and I looked on the door, and there was 4 acts on tonight, and it was DJ Ice was up first, DJ What was second, DJ Extreme was third, and Lee Houghton was fourth. And I was like, and I walked in, and and something inside me, like, just kind of like I lost a little bit of confidence then.
Oh,
Right?
no.
I thought, oh no, yeah, these people got proper DJ names.
Yeah.
And then I started, and the way that you won the competition, it was sponsored by Budweiser, and the way that you won was by bottle tops from Budweiser. So you have to go to the bar, buy Bud, and the bottle tops, you put it in cup 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Okay.
So so as the DJ were playing, they would do that and stuff, and that's what happened. So the glasses were being filled and stuff.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, DJ Ice came up and he was playing amazing music, like trancey, dancey music thing, beats matching perfectly and stuff. But not many people were dancing at 7 o'clock at night in the student world. And then the next guy came up, hip hop, amazing, talented DJ. Again, a few people dancing, not a great deal. Then third guy, BE music again, and then but a few people more dancing because they had a few more drinks and they were losing up. I turned up and played like the Foundations, Build Me Up, but a couple of Jacksons, I Want You Back, and Dolly Parton, 9 to 5, filled the dance floor and won the competition. And looked over at the other 3 DJs, and they were not very happy that I spoke. I didn't beat match anything. I spoke to everybody during in between the songs.
Oh man, old school.
And just tried. Yeah, and just got people to try to enjoy themselves because of the crowd that they were.
That's amazing. I think there's another little story in there, like another lesson learned. Know your audience.
Yeah.
Know your audience. Know what they want. Give it to them.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, dead right. And that was my massive learning throughout the whole DJing thing, is at different times of night. It's like seasons in business. Like you might have to do things at certain times of the year and things. But in a night at 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, then it'd be like building the night up for everybody, and then there'd be a couple of hours where you hit them with everything and then wind it down and stuff. And it's just like in business, isn't it? You've got to tailor it to your audience in front of you. Yeah, perfect. Hey, I didn't realise we were going to sit in the bath and talk about me DJing.
I know, it's awesome, but I have a feeling that only one of us has got water in the bath.
It's
Oh, he has got water. Look at that.
Of course
I thought he sat there in his bloody pants, this lad.
No. And I mean, you're not going to get me to prove that one, but yeah, definitely not. Look, it's and just safety first as well. When I'm running the tap, I've got a little rubber duck that tells me whether the water's too hot or too cold, and the water's a bit too hot.
We need that, don't we? We all need a rubber ducky with a hot cold icon on it.
Yeah, no, we do. So we got talking about belonging and the places that you create, and then you went onto your band analogy, which I love. Where else? How else have you created belonging? What else is happening, and what else are you doing?
Well, community for me has never been a big thing, or I didn't think it was until I met this guy called Phil, like a stranger on the internet, who was a really nice guy actually. We had a call, and he just dug into me a little bit, and we discovered that I've never felt that I've had community. This was about 5 months ago. And it properly set me in a bit of a flap about it. I was like, I've never had a community. I've never felt belonging. And I went like, what's wrong with me? I was like in this spiral of, oh my God, I've always been on the edge, always felt like a bit of a misfit, always felt like a bit of a voyeur, like looking into stuff and going, oh, they look like they're having a great time. I'm okay just watching them. Do you know? And I thought, what am I going to do about this? And I remembered the time when I was really young, the only time when I had actually felt part of a community, when I was a bit of a goth. I was into heavy metal when I was young, like between sort of 13 and 22. I used to wear all black stuff, long hair, smelt a little bit, probably, a bit greasy, dirty, whatever, listened to really good music. And wherever I went, I always felt part of a community, a club of people that even if there was no one with me that looked like me or whatever, I always felt like I was part of this thing that had meaning and something about it that was a bit different, and that was good. But since then, you have kids, you get married and things, and you then start like towing this line, this invisible line that you just end up towing for some reason. It's like, why am I towing this again? It's hard work, this. It don't feel like me. I'm not going in the right direction. So I thought I'm gonna have to create my own, because I looked around at the different communities a bit, like for business owners, because I felt a bit lonely. I felt a bit isolated, and I thought I'm doing okay, but if only I had more people around me that were doing this with me and that believed and really flipping helped me. And I have got people who support me, but a team that have employees and stuff like that. And I thought, well, where am I going to get a team from So I looked at the usual stuff, all the networking groups out there, and I thought, I don't want this, because I'm not trying to sell my stuff to anyone. I want something that can support me, but I want to support it as well. So I want to give it 100%, but by proxy, I want them to give me 100%, so that I feel like I've got all this bunch of people at my side all the time, whether they're actually physically there or not. And there was nothing there. So I did some research on LinkedIn, and I said, "Why do you go networking? What? We all do it. Why do you go? Is it to help people? Is it to get help? Is it to sell shit? Is it for community?" 67% said community. Wow. And I thought, I'm not the only one here, because every single networking event out there is about selling shit to people that you don't really want to do, because it feels a bit awkward and a bit. Ugh. I want community, but I'll come and sell some stuff, because that's what I'm supposed to do, and refer things and whatever. And I thought, I'm gonna have to create something. And I remember a customer saying to me, he said on the coaching call, he just said, like, I just went into my way today, Andrew, to help someone. Like, this lady just fell over outside the post office, and a couple of people walked past, and I picked her up and I sat with her for a minute while her son came to get her and make sure she was okay and whatever. And he said, you know what? I felt flipping awesome. I just helping someone. And I thought, you know what? There's something in this. When we have less problems, I thought, when people help us with our problems, when we're a bit stressed and we go to the pub with our mates and we offload, we feel better, don't we? They might not be able to directly fix it, but they listen, they give us a bit of banter, a bit of advice, and all of a sudden you think, oh, do you know what? I'm all right. I'm okay with that. So I kind of set something up that's similar, but for business owners particularly, because when you're a business owner, even if you've got a board of directors or not, when you've got problems and they're all going off in your head, who do you tell? Sometimes you can't talk to your partner or your wife, because you can talk and offload, but they sometimes don't get it. They can't give you anything back to there. Sometimes you can't talk to your fellow directors because it's personal. It's the stuff that's on in your head. You can talk to your mates about it, but if they're not in the business world, they don't get it either. It's like, well, what do I do? You do just flipping talk to yourself all the time. Hey, maybe we could talk to ourselves in different accents. Maybe that'll help. It doesn't help. I've tried that. It doesn't help. So I thought, right, I'm going to set up a community. I'm going to bring business owners together who have this feeling of isolation and a bit of loneliness. They've got some problems, but also they want to help other people as well. So they're a heart-centered business owner who wants to make a difference, who believes culture's the way, who wants to be with a bunch of people. They walk in on their own. They come out with 30 people at their side. Yes, that's what I want, and I've done it. It's called Your Affordable Board.
Amazing.
And it's awesome.
Amazing. So awesome. Just then, when you said you come work with 30 people, have you grown it to what it's going to be, and is that the 30, or what happens?
So we've got we had 29 at the start of the first meeting. 2 people couldn't make it for the first meeting. Then they couldn't make it for the second meeting either. So they kind of give back words and said, I can't do this, can't commit to it, sorry. So we've got about 25 people now. My goal was to get to 30, but in the first meeting, it felt like there were too many. So 25 is a really good number. But my plan is, because my plan initially was to just keep it at one group, just so I felt like I got something. But the feedback we've had has been phenomenal. And it's like, there should be groups like this all over the place, Andrew. And I'm like, I know, and I want to do it, but I just need some help from some people to get it off the ground. So I'm talking to a few organisations locally that have a bit bigger reach than me in the sectors that I work in, and they can see the value in it because one of them is a part of it already, and it might be that we can regionalise it reasonably quickly, like from January onwards. So I'm really excited about that, because there's so many business owners out there who just want to make money, right? And that's it. They just want to make loads of money. Fine. I don't want to work with those guys. Not interested. Not my kind of people. Yeah. I want to work with the people who make a difference, and I want to be with them. I want to spend time with them. I want to understand them. I want to have a beer with them. I want to help fix the problems. I want them to help fix my problems, and that's kind of what we've done. Because the second board meeting we had, I just flung it out there before the board meeting. I said, guys, do you fancy going for lunch down the road after? 16 people straight away. I'm in. From the 16, we had a wonderful lunch. 4 of us went out on the piss.
Amazing.
4 of us went out. I got in. Well, we started having a beer at 2. I got in at 7:30, and I was full. I was ready. But then a couple of them stayed out till 3 a.m.
Wow.
Partying.
Wow.
So and it's like, because they felt comfortable. 2 strangers had a great time together. Went out, had it large, you know, and they were full of it. And the next morning, they're like going, I flipping love Yab. And it was so good to hear it, you know. It's more than just a business community. It's about friends who run businesses.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I'm conscious of you've got bathwater, I've got bathwater. The bathwater is, I'm going a bit wrinkly, and the bathwater is getting a little bit cold now.
Yes.
So if people wanted to find out more about Andy Henderson, where would they go? What would they do? What would they find?
Well, I think the key thing is now, if they're watching, just put a comment below and I'll respond to them and we'll hook up and we'll have an intro call. I think that's a cool thing to do. Just put a comment saying, Andy, ring me. Just like dead simple language in it. Andy, just give us a ring or send me a calendar link or something. I'll do that and we'll have a chat. Or just look at my LinkedIn profile and stuff. You know, you'll see what I do. You'll see what I'm all about. There's loads of videos on there about, you know, giving advice and tips and stuff. And yeah, I'm just me, mate. Similar channels to everyone else. Just reach out and I'll give you a hand.
Perfect. I love it. Love it.
Awesome.
I love everything you stand for. I love how you come across. I love
Thanks,
you
love the fact
that you're on and the path that you're going to take. I mean, yeah, that was going to be my big finish, and I love that more than anything. So yeah, so thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything that you've got going on. Thank you so much for joining me at the tap end, and I look forward to catching up with you again very soon, Mr. Henderson.
Awesome, dude. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks so much for having me on. I've enjoyed it immensely. Thanks, Lee.